I challenged myself to build the smallest versus largest working LEGO trains. Today is day 3, but we're just getting started, because now we can move on to a longer track and bigger trains, starting with this 4-wide LEGO train set, which would be basically impossible to motorize because even with these tiny circuit cube motors and battery boxes, it would be visible since it's 4 studs wide. However, a while ago I was sent prototypes by the circuit cube company that are actually 2x4 battery cubes, which will fit perfectly inside this tiny train. That's the easy part though, and now I have to figure out how to actually make it move on the track. And speaking of the track, I built up a foundation for the track and used these individual track pieces since the pre-molded LEGO ones are too wide. In order to motorize the train, I first tried using a rubber band pulley system and an open back to spin the back tire, but there were countless problems like getting it to stay on the wheel and the rubber band always slipping. But I eventually came up with a much better idea that involved ripping much of the end of the train car apart and building in a gear chain that can power a custom-made set of wheels. Okay, so everything fits inside the train just fine, but building the wheel assembly is proving to be way more difficult. For example, I had to use a bar instead of an axle since it won't fit in these wheels, which means they don't grip as well and have to be tightened with pieces on the end. But if I put some tires, I think I can friction it enough, and I can basically make my own motor connection, which would work the same as LEGO's larger version, so I'm gonna try and build that. And that's just one of the many problems I faced. But after plenty of variations, I got the train to actually move along the track. It's super slow because I can't fit a gear ratio into the train to make it faster, but it gets the job done. To finish it off, I simply added 2 stations on either end and some leaves in between. Alright, is it gonna make it? Follow for day 4.